What a way to start the show. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, I guess, in some parts of the world. Unfamiliar faces, maybe. Jimmy and Mehryn are out, but Tom, it's you and I holding it down today.
Yep, holding it down, self-producing, all on our own. Let's do it.
There's no presenters, there's no producers. It's just you and I. But I think it's going to be an exciting 10 minutes. I know this is really fast paced, so let's get started. That's your picture. I think that's the disclaimer that we need to put up for this as well. But it was a fun week of news. One thing that I enjoyed that I listened to this in the car this morning is the new Work Lab podcast, and Jared Spataro is on there, and he's speaking on next generation AI and why you're overwhelmed at work. Tom, one of the things that I really liked about this is Jared said, although learning how to prompt engineer, and this is definitely Copilot, learning how to prompt engineer is important. But what's even more important is to not take this as something that you might need to fear, something that might replace you. I think you need to open it from a perspective of, oh, this is actually opening up a new world for me with a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, you've just got to. You can't ignore this. It's coming one way or another, so you've got to embrace it and get yourself up to speed. There's some great stuff on LinkedIn Learning as well around kind of AI fundamentals. If you've got a chance to do that, it's very good. But these pods and the PDFs that go with them are really good as well.
Yeah, so that's a good podcast. Check it out. It's on all podcast platforms, but it's also on the Microsoft channel on the YouTube. Also, Tom, we released 4.18.35 last week.
Yeah, big drop. Lots and lots of features that we've been talking about for a while are now coming to fruition. So really excited. I'm particularly excited about the cloud and teleframe and the intelligent camera support. That's something we've been waiting on for a while.
Yep, and then followed by the improvements on the video segmentation. So unified background, everybody's now with a gray background, and then all the same size. So no more large people and small people on the same call. And then we also launched the spatial audio experience for front row, meaning that if the audio or the speaker is on the left hand side of your front row, the audio will also be coming from the left. And if you have a speaker on the right hand side, the audio will be coming from the right. Most of these features are turned on by default. If you want to turn off, you can in the Skype XML file. Then, Tom, we also released the new update for panels.
Yeah, this is a huge value add. So, you've got panels, you'll inherit this update, and it's giving you QR codes and the ability to reserve a room based on that QR code. So you can run up with your phone, QR code it. So much slicker if you've got the mobile handy.
Yep, I think so too. And you can do it for existing meetings, new meetings as well. You just scan the code, log in. For now, it's only working on the same tenants, so not on external tenants. I think we're releasing that as well. Yep, exciting new feature that's released. I just noticed we don't have any background music. So normally there is background music.
We don't need it. We're fine.
There's the background. There's the background music.
See, this is where the self-produced thing comes in.
Yeah, sure. Wrestler, we miss you. We're on. Another thing, and I think Jimmy and Mehryn spoke about this on a previous show, is the real-time insights plus the notifications for these real-time insights. This was in private preview, but it's now in GA.
Yeah, nice to get those real-time notifications. I think the background music may be a little bit higher, Michelle. So not only can you monitor meetings, but you can actually be proactively alerted on the meetings you monitor. So you don't have to stare at the screen the whole time if you're an admin and you're worried about a particular meeting.
Exactly, and you get that notification right there in your Teams chat. Also, and this is one that you picked up, Tom, is the CIT certificate. And I think we're making some changes, and we're going to be testing some things
Yeah, I really want to shout about this. Obviously, not specifically rooms, but you can't have Teams rooms without Teams, as Jimmy would say. This is the root certificates are changing on the direct routing SIP service. So if you've got any colleagues who look after direct routing or you have direct routing as a service, take a look at that link. But there is a test on the 5th of September of these new certs. And if you're not up to date, you will get a bit of a brownout, so you'll know about it. So make sure you get ahead of this. It has been shouted about on Message Center. But it's always good to shout about this because not everybody reads Message Center religiously.
Okay, so make sure you avoid that outage and that the cert is accepted. Also, if you are in a tenant that has more than one instance of Azure AD, that's going to be a lot easier to manage. So multi-organization experience is now available in Teams. What are multi-tenant organizations? Again, more than one Azure AD, conglomerates. Maybe you are in multiple clouds. Maybe you have geographical boundaries, testing and staging tenants. Maybe
lots of M&A, merger and acquisition. You end up with multiple tenants in play. This just makes it all a bit slicker.
Yeah, this is going to make it really easy for people to continue to collaborate in those different parts of the company. Big blog post yesterday. You have to go look at it yourself to find the details. But Microsoft has announced changes to the Microsoft 365 and Office 365 to address the EC concerns, and I'll just read off of this. We're proactively announcing changes that we hope will start to address the concerns from the European Commission. Changes will impact the suites of the business customers in the EU and in Switzerland. So you should check it out. Definitely look at the blog post to find out more about it. T-30. It feels like we've been talking about this forever. But if you still have an e-license, user license attached to a resource account, Tom, it's about over for you.
And we've had the announcement and then the delay. This is the next time, so you've got to make sure you get this right this time because there's not going to be another extension.
Yeah, I think we gave another 30 or 90-day grace period, but that will be over by September 30th. So make sure you investigate whether or not your customers still have user license attached to resource account, and if that's the case, upgrade them as soon as possible to a pro license. Pilot toolkits. So if you are in the Microsoft ecosystem, you are a partner, you are hopefully familiar with the new pilot program. The toolkits are now available, aka.ms/teamsroom pilot/download. There you as a partner can find everything you need to be prepared to conduct those pilots. We're working on a cool little experience for demos as well. Hopefully we'll be able to have that live really soon. Roadmap, Tom.
Yeah, we got some good stuff on the roadmap. So new calendar views for MTROA, just slightly tweaking how that works and giving you available 10-minute or more time slots, which is handy. So look out for that coming October time.
And then 2 more features on the roadmap for premium.
Yeah, premium features. So this is watermarking, which today completely covers your screen in watermarks of your email. They're just giving you that an option to tune that so you can have a single watermark, so a bit more subtle, so it doesn't impact the content quite as much, but still there. And recording and playback for watermarked content. So the playback player that you see when you click recordings, called One Player internally, that will now support watermarked content as well, which will be nice.
Okay, good feedback, Carlos, on the funky background music. It's distracting. Okay, let me turn it down. This is Jimmy. Blame Jimmy when he comes back. Blame him for the background music. Let's talk a little bit about upcoming events. As a partner, you have access to trainings that are being delivered by Jimmy Vaughn, Robert Carlson, Andrew Hicks, and myself. And the first session in this series is going to happen next week, next Tuesday at 4 p.m. In our time zone. No, actually 3 p.m. your time zone, but at 10 a.m. on the East Coast of the U.S. Hicksy, Andrew Hicks, and Jimmy Vaughn are going to be hosting a session and a masterclass about Intune and conditional access. And the reason why we picked this topic is because you voted on these topics, and you still can. So if you have preference for any topics that you want to have trainings on, make sure you go to ak.ms/training, Teams rooms, and you'll be able to select your favorite session. But I think the most important thing is make sure you sign up, and we're looking forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Although I won't be there because I will be traveling. I'll also be traveling on the 19th of September, Tom.
Yeah, you're coming over. You're coming over to London to do the user group. Really excited for this one. So we're going to be hosted at Cisco's London headquarters, which is really good because they're going to have all their gear out in MTR mode, so you can poke and prod that. And yeah, excited to have you as a guest in our town to talk about MTR and roadmap and all that good stuff.
Yeah, very much looking forward to it and seeing some of the folks that are in the UK, or maybe those that are traveling to the UK, and be in the Cisco London office as well. I think that's gonna be fun as well. With that, let's close this one out. Everybody out there, have an amazing weekend. Good news, Jimmy and Mehryn, at least Jimmy, I think Mehryn as well, will be back next week. So familiar faces again. For now, Tom and I are signing off. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. Ding 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 ding.
Cheers, everybody. Have